Welcome back to Jay Bros channel. In previous session, we have seen OCA Foundations Part 1, which comprises with the OCA basics and also till the logical view we have seen. Continuation of the logical view, we are going to learn the OCA logical view. So, in the previous session itself, we have seen what is the meaning of the OCA regions and what is the meaning of tenancy. So, OCA regions are logical connections, and that logical connections together called as ream, and then ream never share any data, but it can be replicated. Tenancy is the logical grouping of all the containers that contains users, groups, and then compartments. I said in the previous session itself, we will see what is the meaning of compartments and who are all the people where there will be in the groups, and then what is the meaning of tenancy. As a tenant, we are going to sit into the data center of our OCA home region. So that is the meaning of tenancy. So by this way, we are going to continue our logical view of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure components. Now, continuation of that, first we should understand the bootstrapping. Normally, bootstrapping is we are going to initiate some environment. That is the meaning of the bootstrapping. But in Oracle Cloud infrastructure, the bootstrapping is we are setting the initial environment, that is need to deploy and managing the resource, because this is the IaaS, right? That is infrastructure as a service. So all the infrastructure, how to deploy and how to manage, all those things will be carried out by the bootstrapping. That initial environment is set up. For that, this uses the two things. One is the Kubernetes clusters, another one is a data flow. Kubernetes clusters are grouped together to form a what are all the uh, mm, devices or what are the applications available to set up a initial stage. That and all taken care by this Kubernetes clusters. If it is not available while we are applying our registration or deploying our application, that time itself it will ask about Bootstrap cluster. So by setting up that, it will regulate, or it will recreate all the necessary resources and then computing instances, and then what are the networks necessary for that, yeah, networking components necessary for that, everything will be together, put it as a cluster to form a Kubernetes cluster. So Kubernetes clusters are created for bootstrapping purpose in the Oracle Cloud. And not only that, whenever we are doing some applications, in that case, OCI data flow is the important concept in the Oracle Cloud. That includes custom dependency for our applications, which is the meaning that what are all the files needed to run our application, that is also taken care by data flow. For example, if you are going to provide some application, so what are the software necessary for that? Zip archive containing the Python builds, virtual environments, additional jar files or native code. Everything will be uploaded together for making us a custom dependency to create the initial environment using the bootstrapping. So these are the two components which is necessary for Oracle Cloud. Other than that, already we have studied about the tenancy. That tenancy is created whenever we are making the account in the OCA, right? That account service coordinates with the IAM. IAM is a service for security purpose, that identity access management, that service to generate several resources such as tenancy, which is the root compartment, what is the default access policy, who is the account holder, and then who are all the people in the administrative group. Everything will be added together to form a tenancy. And that whenever we are creating our user account, OTP is generated. With this password, the user can sign in to the web console. Web console in the sense that is the OCA console to upload public part of the keypad which is generated. Once this is done, the user can start making the sign calls of the OCA APIs using the CLI, that is command line interface tools. And then compartments, already we have studied what is the meaning of the compartment. Compartments are logical containers of resources. Whatever the resource we are going to provide to run our application or deploy our application, that is called as a resources to be shared with compartment only. So within the compartment only, all the resources will be there. Resources in the sense, not the physical resource. This is called as a virtual resources only. That logical containers only we are going to provide in the compartments. So compartments typically have a policy attached to them to control access to the resources inside. So what all the resources we are going to provide? Control access is also there. Compartments can be nested as well. We can provide as a nested way, and they can span regions. Region to region also it can be spanned, which makes it possible to add. We can add many things. For example, if you are having compute instance, I can add some in some other compartment also I can add the same compute instance, or in case if I want to add the network components, that also possible for me to add with that particular compartment. So this is the way we can deploy our components inside the OCA. So I hope these are the important, I hope you will understand about the logical, how the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure components are located and how we can deploy our application. So bootstrapping using the Kubernetes clusters and data flow components. With that only we can create our um, initial environment, and then using the tenancy we can provide our we can create our compartment inside the Oracle Cloud environment. Now how it is possible? By this way only we can use our we can deploy our application. So the each and every Oracle Cloud application will contain the identifier, Oracle Cloud identifiers, OCIDs. Resources in the OCI are identified with the unique Oracle Cloud identifiers. So whatever the resource we need to run for our applications, that and all identified with separate ID, which is the OCIDs. And OCIDs consist of different parts. So OCID 1, usually based on the region this is created. So 1, then resource type, what kind of resources are there, and then resource in the sense it can be any kind of resource. For example, instances also resource, networking also resource, and then if I'm going to create a virtual environment, that is also a resource, and then virtual cloud networking VCN, that is also one resource. So like and sometimes if I want to get a particular user or group, that is also kind of resource here. So everything can be updated as a resource here. And then REAM, already we have studied about the REAM, that is logical connection of regions, right? That that is that REAM can be based on the Oracle Cloud environment. So OCI 1, or what kind of region we are allocating, that based on that only we can provide the REAM also, based on a region number. And then future use, we can if we want to add some other content or some other resources, that is also possible for us to add. And then unique ID, that is unique ID is necessary for that, because any resource in while deploying or running our applications, if any resources necessary for that, in that case we can provide the dependent resource type using particular unique ID, or we can provide particular services also. So for that, these are the various paths which can be provided by OCA to identify our resources. So this is the way our um, tenancy are created, and then instances can be updated as a resource. OCI D1 dot tenancy is the name of the resource, and then OC1 is the ream, and then the region number is 1 here, and then remaining things and all the remaining things and all whatever we have seen in the resource type, everything will be updated here. So this way only we can provide our OCI computing instances in the next phase. So this is the way we can provide the OCID. Then already we have studied about OCA regions and availability domains and then fault domains. OCA regions on the one place where uh, um, all our fault domain will be located based on the regions. Different regions are available in the worldwide. So within the regions, our availability domain will be there. Within the availability domain, we will be having the fault domains. Basically, 3 fault domains should be there to accommodate our fault tolerance. This is the necessary for Oracle Cloud, for understanding the Oracle Cloud. Other than that, another important concepts whenever we are studying about the cloud environment, immediately they will ask what is the meaning of virtualization, how the virtualization can be happen. So in Oracle Cloud, OCI virtualization is off-box virtualization and in-kernel virtualization. These are the two concepts available for Oracle Cloud. So first we will study about what is the virtualization. Virtualization is used to create the virtual version of an underlying service. With the help of virtualization, multiple operating system and applications can run on the same machine and its same hardware at the same time to increase our utilization and flexibility of the hardware. So for that purpose only we are using the virtualization in the cloud environment. How it will be, virtualization will have a basically whatever we are having in our machine will be the server hardware. Upon that server hardware, a host OS will be there. Upon that, hypervisor will be there. So hypervisor will be working as the host machine, and then upon that host, guest OS will be there. Guest OS, we can run any application on the guest OS as a virtualized machine. So this binaries and libraries are inbuilt kernel, inbuilt the inbuilt kernel, or upon the guest OS, that will be a binaries and libraries will be there to run our applications. So for the virtualization, server hardware will be there, which is the hardware device. Upon that, host OS will be there, and then to connect the guest OS and then host OS, we are having the hypervisor. So host machine um, uh, will occupy the guest OS, and then on the guest OS only we can run any application. So virtualization allows sharing a single physical instance of the resource or an application among multiple customer and organization, one at a time. So each at a time many applications can be run because of the virtualization concepts only. Now we need to know about what is the host machine and guest machine. The machine on which the virtual machine is going to build is known as the host machine. So this is the host OS. Upon that, which is going to run our application, is the guest OS. So the virtual machine is referred as a guest OS. So this is the guest OS. So this is the basic idea for the virtualization. Now we will learn about off-box virtualization. What is the meaning of that? If you look at the traditional cloud provider, they all are made up of virtual machines only running on the top of the hypervisor. The hypervisor job is to isolate these VMs sharing the same CPU. So and capture the IO from the each VM to ensure that they are abstracted from the hardware device. So we are going to abstract the hardware device using the hypervisor. So VM is therefore secure and portable as it sees only the software defined network interface card. Here in this figure it is given This is host OS, network virtualization. Then this is SDN, and upon that, guest OS is there to run any application. The hypervisor can inspect all the packets between the VM and enable all the features such as IP wish list and the access control list. So that way only the off-box virtualization is shown. So, which is the meaning that we are separating our network virtualization with the guest OS. So, host OS is here, guest OS, and within that, multiple apps can be deployed and they can run. In kernel virtualization, when you need to inspect packets to and fro from the VM, you can put pressure on the host hypervisor by taking away its CPU cycles. So, CPU cycles are still here in kernel virtualization. So, this is mainly because of the hypervisor performs packet switching and encapsulation and enforces the stateful firewall rules. So, automatically in inbox yeah, in kernel virtualization, what is happening is CPU cycles are stealed, and then based on that, we can provide our guest OS to run our applications. For that purpose only, we are using the in kernel virtualization. In the next video, we will learn about the OC architecture in depth. So, thank you for watching our JBruce channel.